Hello everyone, greetings. My name is Abhishek and I am lead Salesforce consultant in Webcool Software Private Limited. So in this video, we are going to see how to configure eShopsync for Shopify in our Salesforce org by providing the permissions to the custom object and field of the managed package and the standard object. And also we will see how we can set up this generic configuration so that we can use the synchronization seamlessly here. So in the previous video, you have seen how to install and connect the Shopify store to the Salesforce. So let's move on forward, and first we will be going to assign the permission set to the Salesforce user. So for that, I will go to the Salesforce setup here, and in the setup, once we see the quick find box here, we will type permission sets. Perfect. Now I'm going to click on permission sets, and in this permission set I'm going to locate the permission set for eShopsync for Shopify. Right, so I'm going to find this in the list here. Let's see quickly. So you can quickly get the permission set by clicking on this E here. Okay, so here you see two permission set. One is eShopsync for Shopify and one says eShopsync for Shopify guest user. So for now we are going to click on eShopsync for Shopify so that we can provide the permissions to the Salesforce user for the custom object and field of the managed package and the standard object we are going to use in this integration. So I will click on manage assignment, and once the manage assignment page will be open up, it will be showing me that who has been assigned in this permission set. So basically you need to assign the Salesforce user who has non-system administrator profile or any profile which has a less permission so that they can use the eShopsync for Shopify here. So now I'm going to click on add assignment, and here I will find out myself. Although my profile is Salesforce system admin, but let me assign to myself to just showcase to you. Now I'm going to click on next, and I click on assign here. Okay, so now you can see that one assignment is successful. Now the permission set has been assigned here. I will come back to the application in this eShopsync for Shopify, and I'm going to click on edit here in the configuration. Perfect. Now in the first tab I will click on save and proceed because we have already connected our Shopify store by providing the general configuration. Now here we are going to see the object setting. So object setting tab shows you which Shopify object data is going to which Salesforce object. So Shopify collection goes to the custom object provided by managed package collection. Shopify product data goes to Salesforce product object, right? But here is the decision making step. You see here it says variant as product, right? And it's asking you to check the box. So this is a very decision making step. Reason behind, because if this box is checked or unchecked and saved, and you have at least one product synchronized from Shopify to Salesforce, you could not reverse the setting. So what this box does here, let me just talk about it. So basically if you have this box checked here, so that means in Shopify, if you have main product, let's say t-shirt, okay, so it has three variations in color: red, blue and black. So in Salesforce you are only going to get one product which is called t-shirt, and the three variants are going to show in the related list which is called variants, right? And if the box is checked here, variant as product, so all three variants are going to create as an individual product in Salesforce. So if you are using the variation in the product in Shopify, my recommendation is to check the box here. Perfect. Now customer goes to account and contact. Then we have update account and update contact. If we want Shopify data to overwrite the Salesforce existing account and contact record when the match is found, then you need to check the boxes. Otherwise you can remain these boxes unchecked. Like update account is coming check as by default, so I can uncheck it if I don't want Shopify customer data to override Salesforce existing account and contact data. But for now the purpose, I'm going to just check the box. Perfect. Then we have settings like disable record type conversion. So if you're using the record type in Salesforce, and if you don't want the record type of the Salesforce to be converted, you just need to check or uncheck the box, right? The same way I will just move ahead, and here the important part is Shopify order So how I want to create the Shopify order in Salesforce, either as an order or as an opportunity and related order. Okay, so I'm just going to select opportunity and related order so that I can show you both in the further videos. So check the box for reduced order. If you have refund order, want the refund order of Shopify to synchronize Salesforce. If you want to track the fulfillment details in the Salesforce, so please check the order fulfillment. If you want the Shopify order transaction details in Salesforce, so check the box order transaction. If you want Shopify draft orders to be synchronized in Salesforce, you need to get the three options here: order, opportunity and related order. Okay, so you can set it in the same way for order. Also, for customer with no orders, that means a Shopify customer who has just registered on the store, they have not placed any order in the Shopify, okay, like any regular order. So you can just make a decision whether you want to create them as a default business or personal account, or you want to create them as a lead, or you don't want to create them. So I will leave it as default business and personal account. Okay. Now here we are getting the order status. Okay, so by default, when a Shopify order synchronized to Salesforce, the order status in Salesforce is draft. So on the basis of the Shopify payment and fulfillment details combination, you can set the Salesforce order in the activated status category. Okay, so I would like to do here that once my Shopify order is paid and fulfilled, I want that Salesforce order should fall in the activated category. Cool. Now I scroll down. Here I can just define the stages of the opportunity on the basis of the Shopify payment and fulfillment. Okay, so let's say I want my opportunity to mark as closed won if the Shopify order is paid and fulfilled. So I will select here closed won, and I will pick the paid and fulfilled here and put it on the right side of the table, right? And then I can just click on add stage, so this configuration gets saved. Okay, and further what I can do, I will just select close lost here for the paid and but refunded order. Okay, so paid and refunded order are just going to be show here. Wait, so it's refunded and fulfilled. Move it here, the full refunded, and I will click on add a stage so that it should be marked as closed lost. Okay, now I'm going to click on save and proceed. Then we come into the tab which says field mapping. Okay, so field mapping defines here that how we want to use the Shopify fields of the objects like customer is the combination of account and contact, and Shopify product, Shopify order, which is combination of order and opportunity obviously, then Shopify order product and opportunity product. Okay, so how we would like to use the field mapping? So basically you see for account name you are getting the field mapping as company name, right, and contact name you are getting the field mapping as customer name here. So basically what we have done with our managed package eShopsync for Shopify, we have already provided the field mapping for the custom field we have provided in the respective object. Let's talk about the account field mapping. For example, we have already provided the field mapping of the Shopify tag with the tag field. So here you see this tag field here, this is by the managed package. So you don't need to map the tag with the tag because it's already populating the value. What fields you need to map here which is not by default populating? Okay, so like if I talk about the billing address of account, it's not populating in the our standard field mapping. So what I can just use here, I will pick default address 1 with the Salesforce billing city like this. Okay, and default country with the billing country, and so on. So whatever of the Salesforce is standard or custom field is not populating, and we want out of these Shopify values which should be populated, we can map in the field mapping. Although we have already provided a standard field mapping with our application eShopsync for Shopify, so the best way to identify is that you just sync the record, and whatever fields are not populating on these records, you can just map it here and get the values. Okay, and basically the field mappings will surely work when you resync the data, right? So this is how you can utilize the field mapping. Cool. Afterwards, we have the customer setting here. If we want all Shopify customer to synchronize underneath of a single account in Salesforce, so we check the box and select which account under which all Shopify customer to show as a contact. Okay, now block account without company. Okay, if there is no company details provided in the Shopify end, right, and you don't want these kind of the customers to be created in Salesforce, you just simply check the box, right, and select the account to sync the Shopify customer with no company. Okay, so here no account creation will be generated. Okay, then we have a order setting. So order setting says here first default order account, right? So let's say if the Shopify customer is not provided their address details, like we use their customer details to create the account and contact, and for every order the account is needed. So here in the default order account you can select which account will be the default account for these kind of the order where the customer details are not provided, right? But in my Shopify I have put a strict registration, like they should at least provide their email address, so I'm just going to select here as none. Okay, if you want to create a Salesforce contract, you can just check the box, right? And if you want to synchronize the order product warehouse locations, right, you can also check the box. Now we have opportunity setting. So in the previous tab on this object setting, you have seen that with the payment and fulfillment status combination, I have set the opportunity stages. This default stage means here if you have not done any configuration in the previous tab, so using the default stage, whatever stage you provide here, that will be the default stage for all the Salesforce opportunities created by Shopify order. Okay, so I will select here, let's say negotiation and review. Create account means that it will be associating the Salesforce account record with the opportunity. Okay, and create contract is obviously creating the contract record, and create contact role means associating the contact in the opportunity contact role. And here I can just use any contact role like decision maker, business user, anything. Okay, now comes the part here which is price calculation setting. Okay, so in the price calculation setting, what it determines here, that how you want to show or the calculate the price of the order product and opportunity product. Let's say if you want the order product unit price field shows the price of the product as it's listed on the website, so then this box is by default coming as checked. But if you want this price to also include the tax charge, include the shipping charge, and reduce the discount, so you just need to check all these boxes. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to click on save and proceed here. So previous section was the field mapping, which is for the Shopify standard field. Okay, now with the custom field mapping, we are providing the field mapping of the Shopify order object with the Salesforce order and opportunity standard or custom field. Okay, so here if you are using any custom field on the Shopify order object, you can just map them in the custom field mapping here. So they are in the key and attributes sphere, right? So you can just use the same and just map it here with the Salesforce. Cool. So I don't have any custom field right now, so I will just simply click on save and proceed. If you are using the record type on the Salesforce end, so here you can by default, select which record type you want to use for the record you are going to create for account, order, right, and the opportunity, right? So whenever the Shopify order or wherever Shopify customer syncs to Salesforce, and if there's a record type selected here, okay, so then it will be going to create a record with the same record type. The last criteria, which is called matching criteria, the last tab, which is very important. So this gives you a value to avoid the duplicate record creation in Salesforce, right? So let's say in Salesforce, if we already have an existing account, we already have an existing contact, right, with a given email or with a company name, and we don't want that Shopify customers to come up and create another one, so I can use the matching criteria. So here you can just define the condition in this way. Let's say I would say account name equals Shopify default address company. Cool, and I click on plus. So let's say in Salesforce we already have an account Webcool Software Private Limited, and tomorrow, if I create a customer in Shopify with the same account in the default address company, Webpool Software Private Limited, so instead of creating another Salesforce account, it will be just matched by this condition. Okay, right. And for the contact, we can use simply email equals email, like this. Okay. And if you're selling on the Shopify, like if your products are natively in the Shopify store, then you don't need to have a product matching criteria, right? But if you already have some product in Salesforce and you want that whenever you synchronize the Shopify product to Salesforce and they find a match, so then you can define a product matching criteria. So what we can use here, we can map the product SKU with the SKU field of Shopify. And here you can add up to 5 conditions by the different logic as well. Let's say I want in the account that account shipping street should also match apart from the company. Okay, so what I can just go here in the Salesforce and I will select shipping street, obviously, which should be this one. And in the Shopify, I will use the field which is called address one default. Okay, like this. Right. And here I can just use the combination of the logics. So here you can see the example which I can thoroughly use here. So I'm just actually getting the options here by default, like this, 1 and 2. Okay, you can keep the parenthesis and it also works with without the parenthesis. So basically in the matching criteria, when you are defining the conditions here, you need to make sure whatever conditions you are using in the Salesforce side, they should be unique identifier in the Salesforce. So when I say unique identifier, it should be a field which is not duplicated in the other record. Obviously, you won't use the Salesforce account IDs with Shopify IDs because you know these IDs are platform generated. So Salesforce IDs is surely not going to be in Shopify. So that is why these unique identifiers you can use in this matching criteria. Cool. Now I'm going to click on save here in the configuration. So now the whole configuration has been done. My store is connected. I have done the a precise field mapping, right? And everything is working. So I am ready to move to the next process of synchronizing the record which were not available in Salesforce before we have done this integration. So thank you for watching this video and have a good day. If you have any concern, please reach out to us at support@webpool.com and we will be glad to assist further. Have a good day. Take care.